Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we're going to be reviewing Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles on PlayStation 5. Now, we all know how immensely popular the Demon Slayer series has become globally, and even more profoundly stated by the success of its movie Mugen Train, which became the highest grossing Japanese film in its history. So at this point, a video game on the series seemed pretty inevitable. Developed by CyberConnect 2, who were the creators of the amazing Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games, and published by Sega, this new entry into the franchise has become a welcome breath of fresh air. I spent a little over 10 hours on the main storyline with another 10 on the versus mode, both online and local, and I have to say this is a good arena fighter game, and it definitely shows that the studio excels in adapting anime with its fantastic presentation, but where it really lacks with the Hinokami Chronicles is in the content and depth front. But the question you're probably asking is, should I buy this game? Is it worth my money? So let's dive straight into the review then. Players relive the beginning of the Demon Slayer saga all the way through to the Mugen Train movie arc. For those that are not familiar with the Demon Slayer story, it tells the emotional tale of the protagonist Tanjiro, who has his family slain by demons and thereafter trains to become a Demon Slayer in order to hunt down those responsible and find a way to rescue his sister Nezuko, who turns into a demon due to the attack. You will probably be able to complete the 8-chapter story mode in about roughly 7 to 8 hours, but by reliving all the memory fragments, explorations to find the Kimetsu points and rewards, as well as the additional optional missions, you can probably stretch it out to about 8 to 10 hours. Whilst it doesn't sound a lot for a £50 game, it does cover all the main story points, is jaw-droppingly animated to the point at times I felt I was watching the actual anime, has gorgeous music and incredible boss fights. But that being said, when you're not in combat or watching the cutscenes, the story becomes really dull and linear. Progressively walking from one point to the other was just a bit draining, and it didn't feel fun at all. It feels like this could easily have been left out or even just fleshed out a bit more, but it doesn't detract from the wonderful storytelling by CyberConnect 2 that will easily keep those new and old to the series engaged. My other minor gripe is with the character roster list, which is another reason to complete the whole storyline, as this is the quickest path to unlock every playable character in versus mode. There are 18 characters at launch and only 12 of them are unique, with the remaining 6 being Academy replicated versions of characters that only differ by their ultimate art attack. This really is a shame, considering Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 had something like 4 to 5 times this amount of characters at launch, and even Dragon Ball FighterZ had 24. I do know though that the studio planned to release 6 new characters between now and December as free DLC, which is likely to keep players coming back. Moving on to the gameplay, and I have to say this was a slight disappointment. I was expecting big things considering the combat from the Storm series, but this just felt like a step backwards. Whilst the combat can be very satisfying, at its core it's incredibly basic and not without its issues. For example, accidentally doing a regular attack when you want to do a heavy attack, because the flick forward of the L stick and attack button to do a heavy attack needs a certain amount of precision and can be very frustrating in an online battle or a local versus battle. The red, yellow and green timer system of the combo structure is very rudimentary, which is meant to limit endless combos that were an issue in the Storm game, as is the restrictive defensive and parry mechanisms, resulting in an underwhelming flow of battle. Don't get me wrong, when it gets going it's good, and when you're able to pull off spectacular combos with certain characters you feel a sense of superiority and elation, but it's very short-lived after consistently doing the same thing each battle with no real depth to things. The online mode does get games to spice up a bit more, which allows for more strategy to battles and human opponents. Do I block and try and parry here, or try to grab the opponent and unleash a flurry of combos after, or just bait my enemies into attacking in order to catch them off guard and to try and unleash an ultimate attack, are just a few of the questions asked that make for a different flow to each online battle. Moving on to the graphics and performance, I played this on the PS5 and not once did I encounter any bugs or glitches, with the game smoothly running at 30 frames per second. The graphics really do the anime justice and confirms that CyberConnect 2 were the right studio to deliver the adaptation. I had hoped that they would utilize the DualSense controllers more effectively, but they do not, which again is a shame for a new gen game. So now, I've given you a bit about the story, the gameplay, performance and graphics. The closing here turns to whether this is worth your time, and the answer is absolutely yes. This is a good arena fighter game for Demon Slayer fans and newcomers alike that doesn't really hit the highs that the previous Ultimate Ninja Storm games did in terms of content and depth in combat, but it captures the look and feel of the anime perfectly with its cutscenes and boss battles, and has a great versus mode that will keep you engaged long after the main story credits roll. I'm very interested to see how CyberConnect 2 will develop this game in the future and how this will evolve for future sequels. As always guys, if you like the review, please give me a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you like the game or are you considering buying it? Let me know.